do that too. Just record and then just throw it up on YouTube later. I mean,
that's fine because that's what I'm doing right now, actively.
Yeah, that looks way better. Yeah, so we have a new we're from MyGamer.com, by the way, and we're testing out a brand new capture card. And now we just got it working. So we had some technical difficulties on our Twitch channel, but we're going straight to YouTube on this one, just so we get a little bit of better quality here. But this is high on life.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that's one of the other things that annoys me a little bit, is that there are rope swings like this that are dependent on which direction you're facing when you grapple onto them. And the first time, they're not always dependent either, which is a little annoying because you don't know if it's gonna be that way or if it's not. And when it is, it's kind of jarring. Anyway, I really like this game. I think Justin Roiland is hysterical. And he does a really good job. It seems like he's ad-libbing most of the stuff in it.
And sometimes that's the best comedy that you can get. Like, it's funny, but it doesn't come off as, like, maybe trying too hard. Like, it still feels natural.
Yes, it very much does.
But still very much ridiculous and over the top.
Yeah, yes. Perfect, yes, analysis of that. It also... So the plot of this game is that aliens invade Earth to use you as drugs.
Which right there is totally a Rick and Morty. Yeah, that's a Rick and Morty plot, 30-minute episode right there alone.
Yes, and then it just, evolves into basic madness.
Looks like it's locked. Maybe someone around here knows the way in?
Sorry, when it starts talking, I just try to let it go. It's really enjoyable. So apparently there are entire movies in the game that are on the TV that you can just kind of sit down and watch, which is crazy.
Yeah, which is totally crazy and just unnecessary to watch an hour-long plus movie. Why is that movie there? Just because.
Yeah, and it's like that because basically Justin Roiland was like, yeah, that would be funny, and so they just did it. And it's the one that I'm aware of is Tammy and the T-Rex, which if you are, a connoisseur of bad movies, you will know that it's one of the best bad movies.
That's even better. I mean, that's the perfect fit for, I think, a game like this. Like, you're not going to expect, like a fantastic movie. Like, you kind of want weird, obscure, dumb stuff.
Here we go!
Free the village. How am I missing something? There are small oddities that pop up every now and then in the game. Like, you'll miss one enemy, and it'll tell you to, it'll still say, oh, you need to go through and find out where this enemy is before the next objective can come out.
Oh, okay, so that's the objective, is kind of kill them all before you can unlock the next area?
Before the objective updates and is like, oh, okay, you can, we'll give you the key to this place.
Okay.
There's some technical issues, which, I'm sure they can resolve in a patch or something. So I will give it the benefit of the doubt. But this is, as you were saying before we had issues streaming, pretty much the definition of a perfect game heist movie.
Yeah.
Here's
a weird, exactly, a weird game. You might not buy it by yourself, but maybe you'll give it a curious playthrough.
It might not be worth, and a lot of people said, the early reviews said, it's going to be very divisive if you spend $60 on this because, it's... I thought that was a guy. Because people are going to, complain if it's worth 60 or not.
Yeah.
And that's a fair statement. I understand that you know, every now and then you play a game that you're like, I don't hate the game in any way. It's just it wasn't a full price release. And I would have liked it way more for, like, you know, $40 or $20 or...
That's why Game Pass is awesome, because you got nothing to lose if you have Game Pass, and you know, there's over 100 games at any time, you know, so there's always something to play. And I always like how they're rotating games out of Game Pass, in and out, and then, you know, sometimes they remove games that I was like, I kind of wanted that to be there, like they're getting rid of the latest Dragon Quest game. It's like, I kind of wanted to play that a little bit, you know, and then that's leaving soon, or maybe it just left at the time of this stream, like today or tomorrow or something.
It's leaving, when we're recording this, it's leaving extremely soon.
Yeah, exactly. It might even, I think it's tomorrow actually at the time of this stream. So it's like, yeah, I kind of wanted to play, you know, maybe at least just a couple more hours of that. You know, I played it for a very short time when it first came out because I was excited about it. But yeah, so sometimes I'm sad to see games go, but at the same time I kind of understand you kind of got to rotate the stock once in a while.
Absolutely. I bought that game at launch, so I do not feel that way. Just because
Did you play it in...
I bought it and beat it, yeah.
Did you play it in 2D mode or 3D mode?
That was added post-launch, I think. So that was not an option.
When you played it?
Yeah, that was something that they added, I think, in the definitive edition.
Oh, you know what it was? Yes, I think you might be right. Or maybe it was unique to PlayStation at first or something like that.
Yeah, that game got updates as it went along.
Yeah,
and
you're right.
It's funny because there's games like that will sometimes add a ton of content post-launch. And for me, it's like, yeah, I played that game for like 60 fucking hours. I don't want to go back and...
Right, just to do it again in 2D, yeah.
Yeah, and, you know, dig through and try to look for the things that... Okay, that's weird. The things that are slightly changed.
I always thought, because when it first came on Game Pass, I played it and I was like, how can it do 2D and 3D? And... What is that?
That was an enemy that got stuck in level geometry.
There you go. That was the last one, though.
Yeah, well, I killed him, and instantly more enemies spawned right here.
Oh, okay. So he was the trigger point.
Yeah, he was the trigger point for something else happening.
Does this game have co-op? Do you know? Is it online or is it single player only?
I believe it's just single player only. Which I respect that if a game will say like, no, this is experience for you to play this.
Yeah.
And it has varying different. It doesn't call it easy. It calls it story mode.
That's what a lot of games are doing now. They call it story mode, where it's like, you know, you can still take some damage, but you're really not going to die.
Huh? Did we just
I
rescue
guess
some
calling
guys?
it easy mode is
Hey,
too
listen,
offensive
guys,
these
we got
days.
you. You're free now. Go be free.
Yeah, we don't have to go down that path.
Yay! Call it what the fuck it is. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem. I actually play a lot of games, especially for the first time, on easy, just so I can understand what's going on. Plus it's like, as a player, I kind of like, how am I supposed to know what difficulty to play on? Like, I haven't played the game yet. Like, how am I supposed to? I have nothing to compare to. I have nothing to judge, and you already want me to make a very big decision.
Okay.
Like, on what?
Here's my stance on it. When I was young, I am old at this point. I am 40 years old. When I was younger, I would play games on the hardest difficulty to get the most out of them. I don't have that amount of fucking time.
The time or the patience or the tenacity to.
And
all right, I gotta suffer through this. Yeah, that's
and
not
that was the
gonna
day that
happen
it was
today.
like, I'm making minimum wage and I have to make every single game I have last as long as I can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, when you're a kid, I mean, if you get 2 games a year, so you got to suck everything out of that game.
I guess so. Do we get
If
like
it sucks
a
or not,
reward?
like you're still gonna play it.
We don't have much.
Absolutely.
Maybe you should
So-
hit it for a leader?
Yeah, like even in college, I would
Welcome.
play
We
games
are
on the hardest
Muppets,
difficulty
native
setting
to this planet.
all the way through,
Our
and now
tribe
it's
is
sort of like,
forever in your
yeah, if
debt.
I'm enjoying
Our
a game,
leader
but
would
it's,
like to speak with you.
I
Oh,
want to
okay,
speed it
sure.
along and just enjoy it. I'll literally just dump it down to easy,
Yeah.
which I know is sacrilegious, but
Hello there,
That,
Savior.
I mean, that's just what it
My
is. That's the
people
world we
were
live in today.
enslaved by the
Especially
League
because
Free and forced
you got to
to
remember
desecrate
too,
the land
back in the
mining
day, you
for
just didn't have
further.
access to
You
games.
may
Here,
have freed this small tribe.
dozens-
Game Pass is a
there-
perfect
there's-
example.
there's 3 dozen games that get released on the Switch eShop every week. That's just on Switch. Not even considering Game Pass,
Krubis.
Xbox,
We're actually looking for
mobile,
him to
VR,
kill.
VR. There's so much.
You aim to
There's
take
so much
down
out there that just
Krubis of
comes
the
out all the
G3.
time.
You are
That if
truly
you want
a
to just
hero to
play
Muppets
some of it,
everywhere.
you just
Yeah,
there's
sure.
literally just
Where
not
is
enough
he?
hours in
We'll
the day.
get rid of him for you.
That's difficult to answer. His work, though evil, keeps him very busy. He oversees many different mines across Zephyr, and it's impossible to predict where he may be on any given day.
My liege, what about the man in the mansion?
Of course, a brilliant plan.
Sorry,
My
it's
advisor
just
is right.
Roland
There's a
going
man
back and
nearby
forth
who
having a
knows
conversation
Krubis
with
and
himself.
has
Yep,
access
yep,
to
yep.
a warp device. We may be able to use him. He lives in a mansion across the river. If you could get your hands on his warp device, that could be very useful.
Okay, sure. A guy in a mansion. That's the plan?
Yes, he would appear to be our best chance. Godspeed, Savior.
Hey, thanks for your help.
Very well.
it does give you like a heads up on where to go and how to proceed, but it's not always, it doesn't always seem great. But so that's the main gist of this for me, is technically there are a handful of things that don't work, but if you're just playing it to laugh, it's a great game.
Yeah.
And it's a
I mean,
great
I think,
Game Pass game.
I think that's what this game is probably set out to do. Like, let's just make a pretty ridiculous game, not take it seriously, but still put some quality in there and some ridiculous Easter eggs for the fans to appreciate.
Yep.
Like the Rick and Morty stuff, and including video, movies for no reason.
Absolutely. So, what do you think about it?
Yeah, so I think I've been seeing it advertised on Game Pass in the coming news section for the last couple of weeks or whatever. So I was always curious, like, what is this game? I didn't really know too much about it, but now that we streamed it, I'm gonna download it and play some of it myself, because I just want to laugh. And it's I think comedy is one of the hardest things to do in games. So if you see a game that does comedy well, I think that's worth something. You gotta kind of check that out.
It's not working.
does-
It must need something else.
One of my favorite things that a video game can do is that when a character starts talking and you can like just walk away, if you sit there and stand there, they start getting awkward.
Yeah.
And like sometimes the conversation will just keep going. Like when you create your character, your sister just keeps talking. And
there
for
was some of that,
a
like
really long time.
Yeah, there was some of that kind of like in Skyrim. Like you can just walk away from a conversation. You can just say nothing if somebody's talking to you, and that'll change, the outcome. It's nice and dynamic.
Yeah, I like the converse. The dialogue in this game is the selling point. All right,
so we are from MyGamer.com. Go there, put us in your favorites. Right now it's getting towards the end of the year, end of 2022. This year we've posted a ton of reviews, and we've covered a bunch of games and game features that nobody else is covering. So give us a shot if you've never seen us on MyGamer.com before. There's probably something that you're going to like, and probably something that you've never seen. You can follow us at MyGamer News on Twitter, and you can follow me on Twitter at ZackGaz, ZackGaz. And until next time, thank you for watching and game